So, are you trying to do the backlink of page SEO? Fine, are you trying to create a backlink for a website so that it will increase your web ranking? Then you're terrified of REL is going to no follow, right? Where you're putting in lots of efforts, but in turn you're getting nothing. So, is there any way that we can make a benefit out of those websites which are by default no follow backlinks? Fine. Join me on the video to see how we can get a benefit out of those websites from where we by default get no follow backlinks. Stay tuned for the video. SEO, one of the biggest part of off-page SEO is backlinking, right? While we are trying to create a backlink, the biggest thing that we have to take care out of that are we getting some benefit or are we getting some link juice by putting our domain name or our URL on some other websites. Fine. Out here we'll be discussing that how can we take the benefit or how we can do some strategies through which we can take a benefit out of those websites from where we're getting a no follow backlink. Now before I proceed ahead, many of you might be confused or might not be very clear upon what's the difference between follow and a no follow backlink or a link, right? If I talk about SEO, in off-page SEO, we create a backlink. So backlink means we paste our domain name or our URL on some other platforms so that we are getting some links, some link juice when a crawler be coming from that platform towards our platform. That is called as a backlink, right? So having large number of links coming towards our website increases our domain ranking or domain value, right? But suppose if a website had made or that's a no follow backlink, so what happens? That even if we have pasted our URL out there, so technically the crawlers are not able to see our link. It's kind of a invisible for them, right? So even if my link is present out there, I'm not getting any benefit out of it, right? So on this in today's whiteboard, I'm trying to explain you some tricks through which even if the website is like a no follow backlink, how can we get the benefit out of it, right? So there are many platforms which by default are considered as a no follow backlink or from where we get a no follow backlink. The first is something like a social media websites like Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. These are by default no follow backlink. Like if we're sharing the contents out there, we hardly get any benefit out of it. Right? Backlinks, the links coming back towards our website is not having any link juice out of it, right? Commenting, like if you comments on the news article, on the blogs, like your websites which are made on WordPress, these all are again by default no follow backlinks, right? Open submission contents just like Quora or Reddit or many other platforms where we can openly go and we can comment on those platforms on whatever the articles have been written, is also by default not having any follow link. They even if your links are present out there, no benefit out of it, right? And some platforms which have less stringent review systems just like Inc, Forbes and BuzzFeed.com, like these are the websites also where having our presence is of not much value. And now how to take the benefit out of this, and how if we try to conceptualize on certain things so that we can get some benefit from these platforms, like by posting the contents on the platform, I'll get something following. So now, the basic evaluation formula for this is how can I make a strategy so that I can convert this no follow link into a follow backlink. Right? So suppose it's me and I'm doing something X on these platforms, because of which I'm getting a no follow link from these platforms, right? So because of my doing X, it is resulting in an action Y, which ultimately is leading towards a follow backlink or follow link towards me. Now what can be this thing Y? For example, just consider this me, and I have posted one of the article on one social media platform, right? So this article today I posted, which is having a very good value addition, or I'm trying to give some informations which is not very commonly or very systematically organized manner, right? So later on, after some days, if some other person is seeing my post, he's finding that on this content there is some good value additions or some good posts have been written. So ideally, he would like to share my post or would like to even use as a reference that or check out this place, find out here something good stuff have been written. So when he would be sharing my link, that would be a follow link, right? That link would be a follow. Now Google also likes this thing that when your contents are being shared and being talked about by other people's, he also feels that the rank of this or the value of this content is good, and he will ultimately increase the rank of my website, right? So if you are writing something valuable or if you're writing something good which is in return giving a value to the users, for sure he or she will be sharing your content. So once your contents are being shared by the users, then that link could be a follow link, right? Now, some other platforms through which we can take advantage is something like Quora. Right? Quora, many times it's being used by many person as a point of reference. Right? Mostly kind of in terms of journalism and a new kind of innovations and stuff, where people like to quote all the statements which are written in the Quora. So if we are writing something, a good, valuable content, a rich content on Quoras, then probably people, when they will be pointing out or referring to our websites or other articles that we have written, that would be a follow link, right? Second is early commenting. Like early commenting means, suppose there are websites specifically more of a low popular blogs, right? Low popular blogs means the blogs which are not very popular or the platforms which are not very popular. Fine. If we are early commenting on it and giving a value addition to that blog in the commenting, that owner of the blog or person who have written, for sure he would be referring to many things where in return he would be referring or pinpointing towards my blogs, which in return will be giving me a follow link, right? The third interface is Instagram. In Instagram, we generally share good images, right? And many other kinds of shares, and people's like we share stuffs where people many times take a reference or of these images and they talk and they share. Generally, the kind of images that is more often being used on the platform like Instagram or some of the travel, the current events and activities, right? And while sharing the events, we many times use hashtag. Right? It is always suggested to use the hashtag which is very popular, something like more of related to journalism or current affairs or traveling that I have mentioned. And probably people used to pin or take a reference, or tomorrow they might ask a permission from you that can they use their images in their blogs to use it and stuff. Fine. So which ultimately would be giving back you a follow link. Right? So by these all some of the tricks, right? We try to change or we try to make our today's no follow activity leading in future towards a follow link, right? I hope you understood what how we can take the benefit or how we can conceptualize in such a way that these no follow links can ultimately turn into a do follow link and giving us an advantage in our SEO, right? Still, if you're having any doubt, I'll be waiting for your comments in the comment section of mine. And if you're not subscribed to my channel, do subscribe it, because I'm coming up with the 365 videos. And you can check out my previous videos where I have tried to explain small concepts on SEOs and even on Facebook, right? So, morning, enjoy the day, and we'll be waiting for more of the videos. And if you want certain topics, do comment in the comment section so that my next video will be on the same topic. Fine guys, so thank you for joining us and have a great day ahead.